start whenever you want. I'm gonna just take stuff out. Keep it recording.
Is it recording? Welcome back to Your American Morning. As you've learned, we have with us Larry Page and Sergey Brin, both presidents of Google. How does it feel, guys? Again, I asked you before, how does it feel to be in this position, to be creators of this search engine? Good.
I thought that over because I didn't even know who was going to talk first. So I didn't know who to pan the camera to.
I'm going to start. All right.
Hold on.
All right.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Welcome back to Your American Morning. As you know, we have with us Larry Page and Sergey Brin.
I know you was going to do that. I'm sorry. Start back over. Go ahead.
Welcome back to Your American Morning. As you know, we have with us Google President Larry Page.
I'm sorry. Start back over.
All right. Welcome back to Your American Morning. As you know, we have with us today Google Presidents Larry Page and also Sergey Brin. So guys, how did you respond when the Chinese government blocked Google because your search engine pointed to sites it forbade, including Falun Gong and pro-democracy websites?
Well, actually, China shut us down a couple of times.
Did you negotiate with the Chinese government to unblock those sites?
No, there was enough popular demand in China for our services. Information, commerce, and so forth. That government re-enabled us.
Okay, have you ever agreed to the conditions set by the Chinese government, though?
No, and China never demanded such things. However, other search engines have established local presence there and pricing. We have no sales teams in China. Regardless, many Chinese internet users rely on Google. To be fair to China, it never made explicit demands regarding censoring material. That's not to say I'm happy about the policies of other portals that have established in the presence there.
Okay. Which sites cooperate with Chinese government censors?
I've heard various things, but I don't want to spread secondhand rumors. There's a Harvard site that lists what you can and can't get from the internet.
Okay.
For the search censor, you can search censorship and advertisement. You can get the website at cyber.law.harvard.edu/home.
Can you start that back over for me? The whole thing.
Search from censorship and advertisement. You can get the website. The website is at cyber.law.harvard.edu/home. It has some cool programs that automatically track what is and isn't available at the web.
Okay. What would you do if you had to choose between compromising search results and being unavailable to millions of Chinese?
Wait, next time somebody raise your hand so I can know who to pan the camera to, because I'm going to just cut it. After you talk, I'm going to cut the film to go to the next person. So, all right.
That's a difficult question. And difficult challenge. Sometimes the don't be evil policies need to be discussed about exactly what's evil. One thing we know is that people can make better decisions with better information. Google is a useful tool in many people's lives. There are extreme cases where we're told that Google has saved people's lives.
But how can you debate whether or not saving someone's life is a good or bad thing?
Right. And that's why we're trying to come up with a solution to this. Our ideology stems from a positive standpoint, but we just have to find a happy medium.
Okay, that's an interesting point of view there. Well, let's take a break and show you what's happening with our weather around the world.
Do that last part again. Let's take a break.
Let's take a break and show you what's happening with our weather around the world.
What's next? Go ahead, what's next?
All right. Me. All right.
Are you going to be panning to anybody on this?
So he gonna go to him, then he gonna say something else, then he gonna come
Okay.
to me.
Yeah, I have like a little bit to say before them.
Next time, like when they finish talking, don't talk so fast. Like, give me time to turn the camera to you, because I'm going to cut it. I don't want to like do that like in the video. You know what I mean? They usually just cut to the next person. But you talk so fast, I'm trying to hurry. But go ahead.
All right. Just recently, I had a conversation with Google's chairman and CEO, Eric Schmidt. I'm sorry. Let me look at this right quick. All right. Just recently, one of our correspondents had a conversation with Google's chairman and CEO, Eric Schmidt. Schmidt has long defended his company's decision to do business in China despite the restrictions that Beijing imposes on internet freedom. Nevertheless, last week, the company abruptly threatened to pull out after suffering hacker and attacks believed to have originated in China. Schmidt explained why to Newsweek's Fareed Zakaria in an exclusive interview. And I have the excerpt here from that interview. And she asked him, why did he make the decision? And she explained that it surprised many people and many companies. And he explained that Google was a different kind of company from many others. And he said that the issue of operating in China was always complex. He said that if they were asked to accept a system of censorship, that he would be very uncomfortable with it. But he had to come to a conclusion that operating in China was better for everyone. And he said us, and I'm assuming that meant the Google family as well as the Google company. He decided that he could not participate in censorship anymore. And she asked what happened over the last few months that made him come to that conclusion. And he said that he came across a lot of evidence of the monitoring of Chinese dissidents through the web. He said that he was not clear as to what evidence there was, but he drew his own conclusions. So Larry, for Google in 2005, from a business perspective, what are your arguments for and against entering China?
Well, from a business perspective, we first realized that the opportunity of being successful in China was enormous because of the size of the nation. We also knew at the same time that there would be bumps in the road, but we wasn't. From a business perspective, we first realized that the opportunity of being successful in China was enormous because of the size of the nation. We also knew at the same time that there would be bumps in the road. We just didn't know it would be this many.
Okay, well, let's look at it from an ethical perspective.
Start that over. I didn't have you on film.
Okay, Sergey, from an ethical perspective, what are the arguments for and against entering China?
Well, it's almost the same as looking at it from a business perspective. But now we're talking about people's way of life. We knew China was huge. We figured that the government and even the people would jump on it. And it would go like it did in the U.S., but only half of that is true. The people wanted to enjoy their freedom of using the internet, but some of the government regulations prevented that.
Okay, I'm sorry. What's next? You recording?
I'm about to wrap it up.
Okay. Go ahead, it's ready.
Okay, hold on. Give me a second.
Hold on.